I've been using this Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra for almost 20 days now. I have compared its camera with iPhone camera and I can tell you the whole truth. Is it possible to switch today? So subscribe to this channel and leave your likes. Let's go! I bought the smartphone right at the start of sales. I also liked last year S22 Ultra, but it was not good enough for me in comparison with iPhone. For me the camera in smartphones is the most important thing, because I shoot a lot of B-rolls using my iPhone and sometimes even entire videos. And sometimes I can even edit an entire video using my smartphone. And iPhone was better in every situation for me. But let's see if 23 Ultra is good enough. The smartphone comes in very compact box. Inside is only a smartphone, a charging wire, a pin and some pieces of paper. And what else did you expect from the flagship? By the way, I admit it is correct. I never used the wire. Also, I have never used bundled headphones, and there are really a lot of wires in my life. The appearance of the smartphone is almost the same compared to the previous generation, but there are some changes. The edges are not surrounded. The smartphone is now more comfortable to hold. Also, the display does not have such bands on the sides. This is also a plus. Like last year, the smartphone has a built-in stylus, which makes it truly unique among all competitors. And I use the smartphone with the stylus all the time, it's just convenient. Moisture protection is at the same level of IP68 standard. But if the iPhone can be submerged to a depth of 6 meters, then this one can be submerged to a depth of 1.5 meters. The USB Type-C port has USB 3.2 version. Transferring huge files via the cable here is 10 times faster than on an iPhone, which is the big plus for me. For some, the presence of a tray for 2 SIM cards will be also a plus. eSIM is also available. And for USA market, it's really a plus, because you can use embedded SIM or you can travel with your physical SIMs. Even two. Yes, the smartphone is very large, but at the same time it has a larger display than the iPhone one, and the width of the smartphones is almost the same, because Samsung has much smaller frames. I use it with original leather case, and I think it is convenient for me, because I have large hands. But if you want to buy the smartphone, you need to try it in the shop. Just go and try, because it is really huge. So let's talk about display. The display has almost no change from the previous generation. The main thing for me is that it has become flatter, and it also has Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protective glass. I use the smartphone all the time without any protection, and I still have no any scratches. The display is dynamic AMOLED 2X. The frequency can change from 1 to 120 Hz. Maximum brightness is 1750 nits. It is less than on iPhone, but in real life you can see the difference. Size of the display is 6.8 inches. Resolutions 1440 to 3088 pixels. By the default, colors are very saturated. I recommended to change them to realistic ones. And also set the maximum resolution, because from the box it works on 1080p. Of course, the best part of the display is ability to work with this stylus, but we will talk about that later. The main difference from the previous generation is that now only the version of the smartphone with the Qualcomm 8 Gen 2 processor is available worldwide, and a special one for Galaxy, but it just have overclocked frequency. This year processor is really successful. There is no heating even in the game, throttling is the same, and even no throttling. The stress test shows a slight decrease in power in 30 minutes at 100 flows. Any modern game at maximum graphics settings runs perfectly. Separately, I would like to note that it is now possible to play while connected to the network without charging the battery. Yes, the smartphone can be powered directly from the network, bypassing the battery, and because of that it heats up even less. And the battery life is also preserved. And also because of that, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra becomes really one of the best gaming smartphone on the market today. In the Geekbench test, the smartphone is slightly inferior to the Apple A16 Bionic, but the graphic is even more powerful here, and I believe that S23 Ultra handles any tasks no worse than an iPhone. And now let's talk about the cameras. The main changes here affected the camera. The main model is 200 megapixels, and you can use all of them. As before, there is also an ultra-wide model, a 3x model and 10x. That is, the set of cameras is simply gorgeous for any scenario. At first glance, the smartphone really does a great job with both photos and videos. For photography, there are all the necessary models, high resolution and good software. The photos turn out good in almost any lighting conditions. Samsung put a special emphasis on night shooting, and at first glance everything is really great, as dozens of reviewers say. But there are many nuances compared to the iPhone. Now Samsung has some problems with colors. For example, at night you can see a lot of parasitic green in dark areas, and during the day there is a lot of magenta in dark areas. Also, the detailing of photos on the Samsung is worse. That is, the camera is still good, but so far the camera in iPhone works better and, most importantly, transmits true color. By the way, you can use all 200 megapixels, and in good light conditions it is really detailed, and it is better than 48 megapixels on iPhone. But when it goes darker, the quality becomes really not good. But I really like this camera, and I believe that Samsung can fix all the problem for the photos and even videos by software updates. Because physically this camera is better than an iPhone. At least you can use 10 times optical zoom. And when I was using Huawei smartphones, I was using this model the most. And here you can find some photos which I was taking on mobile phone. With the video, situation is similar. S23 Ultra does a great job, and it seems that this camera can be used as the main, even for YouTube creators. Moreover, in the video you have the opportunity to shoot in 8K 30 frames per second, without cropping, and even with stabilization and autofocus. Such videos can be used, it is no longer just marketing. Even if you want to make a video in 4K, thanks to shooting in 8K, you will be able to crop it to 4K without losing quality. Stabilization works almost perfectly, even in normal shooting mode. But there are also an action mode, and it is even better with it, but some objects can be duplicated. Compared to the action mode in iPhone, it is worse here. But in closer inspection we get some colors issues, but that's not even the point. There is something wrong with the algorithms on the main camera, and details is lost on small textures, and surfaces begin to live their own lives. For example, here the camera is on a tripod. Look at the couch behind me. I tried tuning HDR on and off, turned off stabilization, shoot in 4K and 8K, even in Pro mode. But something is wrong with the sofa anyway. Also, even on the street, spots appeared to my chin due to algorithms. I'll spare you more. Samsung ordered a small film from Ridley Scott, and he shot a short film using S23 Ultra. But even in this film, it is noticeable that there is no detail at all in the last scene. When Apple makes movie like this, everything looks like it was shot on a camera. But here it's definitely a smartphone. So for now, unfortunately, the S23 Ultra cannot replace an iPhone for more or less professional tasks. But physically, as I told, the cameras here are better than in iPhone. And if Samsung fixes details issues, colors and algorithms with the help of updates, it will be a really better camera phone for everything, even for video. Also, I would like like to know that the sound is recorded simply gorgeously. The camera app is amazing. There is an opportunity to pause the shooting and then continue. There are a lot of photo and video presets. And also you have Pro photo and video modes. You can control everything manually. There is even focus picking. And you can even choose which microphones to use for recording. The sound of the speakers is cool. It is loud and dense. The iPhone is still the best, in my opinion, because it is deeper, but the difference is small. The Ultra comes with the latest Android 13 and One UI 5.1 out of the box. In addition, Samsung promises to update the smartphone to new versions of Android within 4 years. And for me, One UI is the best Android you can get. Even the Pixel experience on the Pixel 7 Pro is slower, has a lot of little bugs and a favor feature. And here we've got a very stable operation system, really good animation speed and a lot of additional useful features. My S23 Ultra have never been buggy during my whole experience, and I'm using it constantly. Animation is as fast as in iOS. There is a cool DeX mode which turns the smartphone in a real computer, or a wonderful media player for the TV. And now you can buy even really good professional video editor like LumaFusion, and you can use the smartphone as your standard PC. Just connect it to your monitor and work with regular keyboard and mouse. There is a powerful mode of operation of several applications on the screen, and of course a lot of things for using a stylus that is built into the smartphone. You can draw, write and recognize handwriting text. With the stylus you can control the playback of content or make a presentation by flipping highlighted slides. You can take a selfie with the stylus and much more. No one on the market can offer anything like this. And as I tell you before, I would like to know that LumaFusion video editor for Android is released now, and here you can edit everything, even in 8K. And even music application works without sound delay. For example, my favorite drum knee 3D is appeared. And what about battery life? Battery capacity has not changed, 5000 mAh. But the hardware has become more energy efficient. And this is so far is the best Android smartphone I've used in terms of battery life. It lives just as well as an iPhone 14 Pro Max. You've got 8 to 12 hours of screen time, even with the games. Charging is still not fast, and up to 15 by wireless. There is also a 5-watt reversible wireless charger, and you can use it for charging your true wireless headphones. And you can do this on your iPhone. Well, I can already tell you that it is my favorite smartphone at the moment. If Samsung fixes the software problems with the camera, it will be really better than the iPhone for me. And the only thing I will miss is GarageBand, in which I write music. And yes, it is true, I can really easily switch from my iPhone to this Samsung. And it is first time ever, because I can use GarageBand on my Mac. So I will wait till iPhone 15 Pro or Ultra and I will see. If it will be with USB Type-C, that it will be okay. But now I'm really going to use this smartphone more than my iPhone. I just will wait when Samsung will fix the camera issues. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your comments and your likes. Bye-bye.